Make sure I got everything set up correctly. We did change a few things, so let me just make sure everything's working correctly this morning. I have to turn down some of this stuff. Let's see. Don't. I was trying to set the mic a little bit farther back so it's not someone that's so it's not in the camera so much. Just trying to make sure volume's fine. Yeah. Like I said, we did make a few changes with our setups, so and kind of changed all my trying to change all the screens and stuff. Just make sure, trying to make it more visible so I don't have to like constantly turn my head and look at different screens. Man, we did have a nice short off this pivot this morning pre-market for anybody that's trading these pivots. It is a no news Monday. We did chop around a lot in the London session. So hopefully today we don't get the same type price action. I haven't looked at the overall news. The only downside to this week that I feel like is its rollover. I didn't roll over. I'm still on March contracts. So I think we'll probably wait till Tuesday or Wednesday, probably tomorrow, and switch over to the June contracts. I'm pretty sure if you check the volume, I'm pretty sure most people are still on the March contracts. So if you are in here and our numbers don't match up, that's what it is. I'm still on March contracts. So I figure by Wednesday, Wednesday I feel like it's gonna be probably the choppiest day where the price action is not gonna be the same and it's gonna be going back and forth a lot. And it's kind of like it's almost like our community is going to be split in between the June and July contract. It's not going to be that 100% everybody's trading June contract. So to me, I just feel like the price action is like very whippy. You don't get that same support and resistance that I look for because I like to trade off support and resistance. And I just feel like the levels don't hold up as good. So this morning, I am looking for a move to the downside. As you know, I like to basically run in between pivots. Look how small this 4-hour candle is. So I'm thinking we get a push back down to 420, 425 this morning and all back into this consolidation. And that's also back into that midnight candle. Not really midnight candle, but the opening of midnight. That is something I started following a few weeks ago, and it just seems like we always find our way back to that midnight candle during the New York session. Very rarely do I see us not go back and touch that midnight opening. And you can kind of see it. That's where all this is. So my midnight opening line is going to be the kind of like dash dot type line. The big orange line here, if you're new here, these are your pivots. And I use Fibonacci pivots off of TradingView. So basically, if you use TradingView, you bring over TradingView, it'll pretty much give you all those levels. But if you don't have TradingView, I'll just give you the levels if you want to use them. But TradingView is free, and you don't really need up-to-date data because you're just getting levels. So you don't really need the, what do you want to call it, live data on TradingView to get those levels. So if we break above this pivot here at the 700s, we will be looking for our next pivot to get ran at 805 and slash, that's the previous day high sitting up there. So also, if you ever see this dash big red bright line up here, that's my previous day high. So that would be Friday's high up there. Because like I said, we trade off mainly previous day levels. Down at the bottom here is your previous day low, all the way back down at 335. And for us to probably get to 335s, I feel like you would run into two resistance levels here. So you'd have to get through the 500s. Then after you lose the 500s, you probably make a push down to the 450s, which is here into all this consolidation here. So big consolidation areas moving to the downside this morning. So just be aware of that if you're taking shorts. Then I think we're going to bounce, honestly, down at the 25s in morning. So that's where I'm going to look for a bounce if we pull back. I feel, well, shoot, I don't know if we make it past this 4-hour candle. What would have to push past the 500s? It's a possibility, but maybe that might be another key this morning. We run that previous 4-hour candle at the 500s, then push back up. And that would also be on top of that pivot to the downside. For anybody that likes trading pivots. Oh, let me get my clock out. Sorry about that. All right. Hopefully everyone had a good weekend. Did anybody trade? Man, I blew one of my evals last night, guys, on a gold trade. I got blew up hard on a gold trade last night. I did not anticipate gold dropping like 25 points, and I was in on a mini. So I took one gold trade last night for $500 on my evals. I was like, well, let me try to get another one. Quick 5 points. Nope. That thing blew it up. So we did lose an eval last night during the Asia market. It was like, pow. All right, let me start my other live over here on. What's up, Nick? How are you doing today? Did you have a good weekend? Did you take that? Did you take you a pre-market pivot bounce? Oh, shoot. All right, I'll start my other. Yeah, I lost the eval last night. It was my I was trading a 25 in gold. It was pretty stupid to go in that heavy because I went in with one micro. I mean, one mini. I'm sorry, one mini. I was trying to double dip last night. So what happened is I won the first one. So I got $500 on the first one, Nick. And I was like, let me see if I can get a second one. And dude, that thing dumped like 25 points. You hardly ever get. I was like, okay. And so I guess Sundays is not the best time to really do those type of plays. So apparently what I talked to Methodical Man afterwards, he said usually Monday through Thursday is the best time to do those type plays. He said Sunday can be very volatile. So we won't do that again on a Sunday. Dude, I went back and looked at my one Bewley funded, my 25K. Dude, I've only had one loss on that account. Dude, I didn't realize how consistency I've been with that account. That one loss that I took last Thursday, that was my first ever loss on that funded account. Because you can kind of just go back and, because I usually don't ever even look at that. Let's see. Yeah, if you go back and look at the win losses, I guess I didn't realize that one day last week was my only loss. Because, I trade fairly small with my 25K. And this is how I usually try to keep my accounts, looking for 120 per day. So that one loss has been my only loss on this account. That's that one I need about $800 more to pass. So hopefully we can still stay consistent. And I was hoping to get that to pay out this month, but it's rollover week. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen this week. Are you, yeah, dude, stick to those pivots, man. That's what I'm trading in between today. Also, Nick is trading in between pivots, man. To this morning, I'm looking for a pullback this morning. So I feel like we're pulling back into the 500s this morning. Say 525 is what I would be targeting this morning. At least that's what I'm targeting. Because you got to think, we've already ran this top pivot. So we like to pull back off these pivots. So this 616 is kind of like that bear bull line for me. The 16 kind of like that 47 was last Friday. So I'm hoping maybe we can if we can kind of catch. I feel like we will get an initial bounce here at the 600s. You can see we have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 candles here stacked up around the 600. But that 625, 620 area, that's also where that midnight candle is. The dash dot line that you see on my chart, that's the midnight opening. And you can see we consolidated a lot, from around that level last night. For almost 2.5 hours, we were sitting under the midnight opening here. So this is why I kind of feel like this is the draw this morning down to the 525s. But if we can lose the 525s, I don't think there's anything holding us up going back down to 450s would be your next. For anybody that's on vertical, you might be able to see it. But down here, this is from when was this? Was this Friday? Yeah, no, yep. This was Friday's consolidation, or is that Thursday night or something like that? I think this was Thursday's night. Oh, that was all that consolidation from Thursday night. Remember, we had a hard time getting through that Friday morning? Okay, then that's where we got the big sell-off from Friday. Okay, now we remember what happened. So that's kind of what's happening here. This is basically consolidating on top of all that consolidation from Thursday. Okay. So this morning we're going to be looking for a pullback, possibly into the 600s. I wouldn't even care if it even make it back down to the 525s. I would be okay kind of with our 15-minute candle, get that quick push down into the 600s and maybe blast out the top of this pivot here. If I had to pick. Because to me, the shorts in the morning are usually harder to grab because the price action is so quick. So it's usually pretty tough to grab those shorts. We also changed up the page a little bit with a different type background. Try to make it a little bit more cleaner where it's just not a lot of jumble mess. So just make everything just kind of look straightforward. Same with the shorts. I also did the verticals a little bit different too. Let me make sure here. Yep. And I also did the same thing on TikTok for anybody on TikTok this morning. So like I said, guys, this week I want to say for the longest time, I want to say for the last year, from my experience, be careful trading your funded accounts this week. I've had some of the hardest trading, my hardest trading journey has come in always during rollover week. There's usually 3 or 4 times where I feel like I struggle the most. Rollover week, around like the day before non-farm payroll and CPI numbers and your, Fed interest rate decisions. Those 4 things right there, it's almost like I would eventually just try to stay away from those if I all possibly can. And if you are going to trade, maybe just take this week and not over leverage, because it could be a very tough week and I only say that because anytime the community is divided and we're losing buyers and sellers to other contracts, because I'm not sure, did you roll over this morning, Nick? Are you on the June contracts? Because I'm still on March contracts. So I am, the levels that I'm watching are still the March contracts. Just so you're aware. So we're not, so you're not hearing what I'm saying, then your levels don't mark up. I'm not even sure I haven't even begun to even look at the June contract, so I couldn't even tell you anything with those levels. So this is for anybody that hops on here and be like, man, why do my numbers look so much different from yours? And that's the reason. Okay, you're still on the old ones? Okay. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow or Wednesday is when we're going to switch over to the June contract. But we'll see. We'll see. So far, not a very big 15-minute candle. So a lot of times that 15-minute candle that we have marked out here, which we didn't, another thing that I've seen that's changed recently is the opening. The opening has been very, very tough lately. So we haven't been getting the clean where it stays within our 15 minutes a lot lately. So what's happening is we've been getting a lot of pre-market moves. So basically we've been getting that 15, 20, 30 points pre-market. Then whenever the market opens, it's either straight up, straight down, or it's just chopping back and forth. So Friday, we got the chop back and forth. Remember, we had a very mild open Friday starting out. So we had the breakout, it pulled back. It was just chopping back and forth until we because I bought the wrong size on one funded account, but the second funded account, no, we took the very first breakout that morning. That was it. And then I thought we were going to continue after we hit the 800, pull back. Then I tried to take the second break above 90 and got stopped out. Then that 43 level was my short bull bear line. And that's when I was like, if we lose the 43, okay, you're saying February has the lowest volume of the year. Maybe that's what it is. I don't usually ever look at the volume too much. Let's see. So also pointed controls all the way back down at 510. So this is another reason why I'm kind of looking for the 500s to get ran. So you can see there's not a lot lot of volume in this area, something pretty much all the way down to the 600s. So this is why I'm kind of feeling like we kind of, and that's back to that midnight candle if you think about it. So point of control is back down at the midnight candle, and this is where all of our orders are sitting. So this is why I'm short biased this morning, at least down to the 500s. And there's a lot of orders sitting also down at, I can't get that thing to come over any farther, guys, but down at what, 575. So, I don't have my clock. Let me get I lost my clock. Oh, wait, never mind. We got 4 minutes, guys. All right. 3.5, 4 minutes. I just saw it rolling up and up and up symbol. Oh, shoot. All right, during the opening, if you have a question, sorry if I miss it. A lot of times during that first 5 or 10 minutes, I try to stay focused on the charts. So the way we have our ATM strategy set up, we only are trading three micro contracts. We're only looking to make $120. That's kind of what we've been doing on this account. So we just been doing $120. I didn't do a copy trade last week. I'm thinking about taking my other funded account that's, like I said, within $1,000 a payout and going to gold with it and looking for like $100 a night. So I'm thinking about trading that in the evening time. Then the other funded, I'm not really sure. If we get another entry later in the morning, we will take one on it too. Then if the third one doesn't offer a good funded setup, that's when we'll switch over to our elusive account and try to find a elusive trade this morning. So we need about $500 more on our elusive account to get our funded account back, since we did blow a funded with elusive a few weeks ago, which was very stupid of me. All right, so like I said, the runner, we're looking for 30 points, and the first two, we're looking for 60. So those are the ATM numbers that we have. All right, guys, less than 2 minutes before the market opens. I'm going to wait for this first 5-minute candle to probably work its way out, unless I just really like it, but I don't really know what to expect this morning for the rollover week. So we're going to approach it with caution. If I don't feel like it's a funded worth trade, and then that's when we'll switch over to our evals. And I'll let you know whenever we switch over. Because whenever I trade my fundeds, I'm looking for the very, very best possible move off a very good level. So my bull bear line this morning is kind of around that 16, that 616, 620 if we can lose it. But the only problem where that level sits, it goes into a whole number. And for most of you guys know, I don't ever take the first push into a whole number, especially the 100 level. You know, if it's 100, so like 600, 500, 700, I like to trade up to the whole numbers, or I like to trade in between whole numbers, but I never take the first push into the whole number, because we always, most of the time, get some kind of reaction. And the reason I do that is because it keeps you from sitting through drawdown most of the time. All right, so less than 1 minute to go, 40 seconds. So be careful this morning if you're trading the opening. And like I said, I am looking for shorts this morning. Unless we break this gold line above 690, then my bias will change to long. So as long as we're below 690s, we're short bias. All right, here we go, guys. Be careful if you're taking the breakouts this morning. All right, little whip. So very, very mild open so far, guys. Remember, we are kind of split between the markets. Not split between the markets, but the communities are split right now. You know, you still got some people on June contracts, and you still got, so maybe I'm going to wait and see what happens with my bull bear line here at the 1617. If we can lose the 20 level, kind of hit the 600, then get a bounce back up to the 25, then as we come back through 600s, yes, that would be ideal for me. So there's our first hit off of our kind of bull bear line. That bull bear line for me is sitting at 20. So didn't quite touch it, but we got fairly close. All right, so this might be a good indicator that we're going to break outside this pivot here, guys. Let's see. There's the pivot. Remember, do not trade into that pivot, guys. Oh, the June contracts are going crazy. Dude, this is why I say you got to be careful today, man. You got to wait and see what the market's going to offer. If it don't feel funded worthy, just do evals today, guys. Just do evals. So we're going to be very cautious with the fundeds. I'd rather just be cautious with my fundeds than, because, you know, you don't want to wreck your fundeds on this week, because next week's price action is going to go back to normal. Nick's like, okay, back to March. That's a good one, Nick. Back to March. I didn't even look at June contracts, man. I'm just trying to help you guys stay safe during the rollover, man. That's all I'm doing. Just want you to stay safe during the rollover. Don't let the rollover get you. Let's see a beauty little 5-minute candle print above this pivot here, then retest the back of that pivot. That's what I would like to see if we're going to move higher. All right, we just pick-a-boot it. It didn't blast it. Remember, guys, there's a pivot here. So this is why I put these gold lines on for y'all here. So you do not take trades into those pivots. You need to either be a print going above it to short it, or you need to be printed above it with a little wick retest. So that's how I play off these pivots. So you want to see the body of this candle close above the pivot, then this next candle to kind of wick back into the pivot. So, and we got a minute and a half left on this candle. All right. It's looking pretty good right now, guys. So we got a minute and a half left on this. Even if we take it short, that 90 is going to be my line in the sand, guys. So if I get in short and we lose that pivot, I will close my trade. I'm not going to hold on to a big pullback in my funded accounts. And we should have this kind of help protect us here too. Uh-oh. And if it closes dirty, where it kind of closes under it, I'd be careful too. Ugh. We're losing the pivot. God, man, come on. It doesn't. We'll try it. Dude, this thing's just not want to go. I'm only going to risk 10 points on this trade. This way, if it comes back, I'm not going to risk the whole 20 points, guys, because it's still struggling. It's just struggling to get up there. Just to get 10 points is struggling. Remember, guys, I'm going to be super cautious on my funded accounts today. This is taking way too long to be an early morning trade. So this is what we were talking about rollover week, guys. So I'm only going to be in this trade for 60 bucks. If I get stopped out, that'll be my one funded trade for the morning, or at least for the opening. Actually, we'll risk 100. How about we risk 100? Dang. You made 1,000 on the eval? Nice. We're on the struggle bus. Not even 10 points, guys. Come on. We hit, looks like we hit about the 17. So we're in this trade for what? 15 points times 3. So about 100 bucks. Oh, yeah, that's going to stop us out. All right. So we lost 100 bucks on the account this morning. It still hadn't broke. Watch this thing go. That's going to be. Just couldn't get pushed up there. Like I said, dude, price action is going to be kind of weary today with the community being split. All right, so we're going to be red on that one, 117, and we only do one trade, guys. So one trade on that funded account only. All right, we'll look for at least another funded trade here in a minute if we can start pushing back up. Dude, I was so surprised that, man, I missed my first 15 points by like, what? Let's see. Just a few points, man. A few points. We missed our 15 points. Let's see. What's up, King? How are you doing? We were trying to take the long off that pivot up there off the 690. All right, so that kind of puts us back down to 26,600 on that account. Nothing worse than starting off. Now, if this line holds, I still like the longs back to the top side. If this line here holds, that'll be the 15-minute pullback on our 15-minute candle. I mean, our 50% pullback on the 15-minute candle, basically back down to the 50s and 60s. If you pull fib from here to here, then yeah, we're playing very, very tight risk with our funders today, King. No more than 15 to 20 points. So that's why we only took $100 loss. So I'm not risking more than $100 on these accounts because these are 25K accounts. So that's risking, like 8 or 9%. Waiting to see if we were going to break back above the 700s here. Remember, guys, this is rollover week. This is don't run your funded on rollover week. And I may even switch to looking for 10 points tomorrow instead of the 15. That should have been a break-even trade, but I was trying to give it more room because usually I hit 10 points, I go to break even. Whenever that thing started stalling, I was just like, man, come on. You don't want to see this type of price action for early morning. You want to just see a blast, 5-6 seconds for the 30 points. I'm going to try one more funded trade if we can find an entry. Then after that, we'll probably switch over to our evals. Oh, the pivots. Yeah, just trade around the pivots. That's why I said don't. There's no reason to hold it below the pivot, man. If we lose the pivot, you might as well just let it go. Just take your small loss and walk away. Unless you're over leveraged, then there's nothing I can, I can't help you with your risk management. Risk management is usually the individual. So whatever you're risking on your accounts. Oh, when it slowed down. Oh, yeah. It's like it hit the brakes around 20. Like, dude, how do we not hit the 25? Because that's why I was trying to get long before we got to the 25 in case it pulled back. I was like, all right, at least give us the 25, then pull back. But it didn't even. Yeah, this week is the rollover week, King. Oh, this week I switched to micros. Oh, okay. What's up, Pike? How are you doing? Oh, our first trade was a little loss this morning. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was a $100 loss. We lost 117. So that, I stick to the same thing. So one trade and done with my funded accounts. So we'll live with a $120 loss today and come back tomorrow and hopefully we can get green all this week. But I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going to switch over looking for 10 points on the very first trade just because this is rollover week and we're not getting good follow through. This is the only thing that sucks right now. The follow through sucks at the moment. Like we couldn't even get what? I mean, I would have had to take that thing almost perfect off the pivot for that to work. And I was just looking for 15 points. Yeah, that's actually my second loss on that account since we started trading. All right, maybe this will be the break right here. We'll try to see if we can get to the 10 here. I'm just going to look for 10 points and runners because, oh, shoot. Dude, can we not even get 10 points this morning? Come on. All right, goodness. All right, I'm anticipating a pullback here off the 25. That's normal. What's up, Enter? So I'm still in the negative by 10 points. So basically what it is, I'm using that first 10 points to cover my stop loss. So if it comes back and stops me out, it'll just be a break-even trade. So it's free trade at the moment, guys. We're looking for almost 50 points out of this trade. We're looking so we hit the 25, pull back. I want to see if we can hit that 50 up there. Actually, I may even do 40 points instead of doing the shooting for that, just to be at least safe. So you might be able to at least get to the 40s. All right, we're going to go to break even since we're up 40 points. We may even take 10 points out of this just in case. So we'll at least lock in. I mean, we can close it out now for $100 if we close it out now. But I'm thinking that, man, if we can push, I'm hoping we push to the previous day high up there at the 800s. Come on. Dude, we've been stalling. Someone go over there and get some of those June contract people and tell them to come back over to March, man. We're not getting the follow through today. Oh. All right, what was that, King? No good follow through again. All right, so who are you using to do 150 days or 50 days? Oh, who am I using my evals? The eval I use on multiple different companies. All right, so we didn't get the follow through. We missed our 40 points. So we're gonna be one for one. The fundeds that I'm trading right here are with Bulanox, King. I have another set of fundeds with another company, but I'm not using those. You said you're too old to be trading. Too old to be trading UNC? Not sure. What do you mean? So is it 50 with them? Oh, profit. I don't have an indicator that plots consolidation. unless you're asking about these indicators here, these are just time periods. This is all time period indicators. The orange line you see, that's a Fibonacci pivot. So I don't really use hardly, everything I use is, what do you want to call it? Level base. So I trade mostly level base. So I trade off like pivots on the Fibonacci, or I trade around higher time frames. So the blue lines that you see, these are just hourly candles, except they're just kind of wrapped around in 5-minute time frame. This this little box you see here, this is the 9 o'clock to 9:15 15-minute candle. The big purple box down here at the bottom, this is your 4-hour candle. So everything is just higher time frame candles with support and resistance. So this line that you just saw us bounce off of, that's a pivot. And if you change the settings in TradingView to Fibonacci instead of standards, I should be a millionaire by now. I've only been doing this for a couple years. I don't have no desire to be that like a, you know, a flashy, I need to make a bunch of money in life, you know. Mostly all my wealth's in real estate. And that's because I own multiple houses. So most of my money doesn't come from trading. My family's money comes from, I work plus rental property, plus we have a beauty salon. So everybody's life's a little different. To me, I call trading for me is if I can make an extra money to pay. It's like, to me, if I can make extra bonus money, that's a plus. So that's kind of how I treat the trading with prop firms. So prop firms give me an opportunity to take their money. So hopefully that's the idea here. And I don't really make any money off of YouTube per se. I just did get monetized on YouTube, but even that doesn't really pay that great, as far as I know from talking to other people who are monetized. Unless you're like a really big streamer. I mean, unless you got probably 100,000 plus subscribers, you're probably not making tons of money off of YouTube. Most of those people are making monies off of some kind of endorsements or the affiliate marketing area. I really haven't kept up with it. So like last month, I probably made $1,500. It's something I don't really keep up with. It just varies from month to month. It's not consistent. So it just varies. I couldn't give you an overall cost. I will probably know in a few weeks because I have to add up all of my stuff for my stuff next week because I have to do my taxes pretty soon. So, unfortunately, me and my wife always owe money in taxes. Oh no, dude, I don't take anything to offense, man. You got to think, man, I'm 48. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I'm a very sarcastic person myself, so I don't take stuff serious in chats. Cuz chats, you really can't really define what people are really coming across saying. It's kind of like when you look at a text, sometimes you can't, like, is this person being nice, rude, or what? So I don't take anything said in the chat. You cannot stream live every day and take offense to what people say in the chat. There's just no way for you to do that. If not, if you're a soft-hearted person, there's just no way to do this because, everybody's going to have their own opinion. All right. All right. Let me, sorry, Nick. I got sidetracked on the other chat over here. Oh, did you take the Fibonacci bounce on that one, Nick, for 1500 on that orange line? Dude, the rollover week is not letting us down at all. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, most of the stuff that was said to us back then, you just had to say it to someone's face. Good one, Nick. All right, so far 2 trades. I think we're going to switch over to evals. We did 2 funded trades. We're going to be 1 for 1 on the fundeds today, unfortunately. I'm thinking about saving my other funded trade for the gold trade tonight. So we're going to be looking for gold trades. So I really want to start trading on gold. We took a $500 gold trade last night on the eval that we've been trading gold with. But unfortunately, I got greedy and I tried another $500 gold trade. And that's that one where I said I blew up my eval. Dude, that is a good long, man. Use this pivot. Work this pivot, man. Use that 90 as your stop loss, around about that 90. Keep that tight stop loss off that pivot. Because we could run up to the very next pivot all the way up at the, 24,800s. And also at the previous day high up there at 24,805s. So I think we may look for a elusive trade on the next one. All right. And we're going to keep it small too, in case we, get on the wrong side of the trade. I'm not going to be holding into drawdown, so I'm just going to be looking for a quick 10 points and runners. Oh, you bought the... I forgot the charts. Nice. I say if you're just starting out, smoker, I would definitely try to take as much time as you could trading sim accounts. Or to me, the best thing that you can do when you're starting out trading is try not to spend as much money as possible. So there's tons of different prop firms out there for, to fit probably your needs. Because I don't really recommend, if you're new trading, to use your own money either. Because if you talk to anybody that's ever used their own money starting out trading, most of the time they lose all their money, or a majority of it. So that's why I like prop firms, because I know how much I have on the line when I lose my money. So if I'm in an eval that I paid, say, $20 for or $50, I know at the end of the day, I only can lose $50. Or my funded account. It depends. Some prop firms wants the money up front. Then other prop firms wants a little up front and more on the back end. So most of my funded accounts right now are at Bulanox. So they're a little bit more expensive than most prop firms. But you also don't have to spend as much up front. But if you're decent at passing evals and you don't, if you're, you've been doing this for a while, I would definitely recommend like the My Funded Futures or Elusive, or there's a few others that I don't really mention, but where you just pay like that between that $50 and $90. It's lower cost up front, but you got to take into account, if you're new to trading, how many of those evals are you going to have to go through before you, blow up to get to fundeds. Because that's why most people end up quitting trades, because they end up spending so much money. Go and look into some of these other streamers. They talk about how much money they spend up front. I mean, some don't have no control, man. They'll be spending just thousands and thousands and thousands. And I didn't really have that kind of money to really throw away. And I still trade that way. So that's why you see me trading small. This is why I trade 3 micros most of the time. But, you know, everybody's goals are different in life. My goal was just if I can pay my bills working online without going to a 9-to-5 job, I'm okay with that. You know, I understand it changes as you get older. As I got older, you know, to me, it's not, important to have big, nice homes and big, fancy cars. Because I've lived in the same house. This same house me and my wife bought in our 20s. And now that our kids are grown, so I have no reason to, upgrade or go anywhere. No, I don't know if anybody's ever expert at level trading because everybody's levels are different, Smoker. What's up, Fish Lips? How are you doing? Uh-oh. I lost my... Sorry, TikTok. I lost my chat there for a second. Sometimes my chat disappears. So far, a pretty tough morning. Start out, Fish Lips. No good follow through. So we're 1 for 1 this morning on the count. So we took 2 funded trades. The first funded trade, we missed our target by a few points and ended up stopping us out for 120. The second trade, we only took half product because we didn't get that final hit of the 40 points. So we only had to settle for $60. So now we're just probably switch over to our eval. So we're going to look for a hopefully elusive trade here. All right. So what was that? No, I don't guess I've ever tried that, Gust. Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell most people here today, Fish Lips. This is rollover week, so I didn't know what the price action was going to be like. I haven't even looked at the volume for the March contracts between March and March and June. So I don't know if anybody else. This could head to a hedge trade. So we're just going to take it easy. This week, I like to call this like survival weeks. Oh, I don't blame you. If you can't knock out that funded trade first, I love knocking out that funded trade first thing in the morning, Nick. That way I can chill the rest of the morning on my evals. Dude, you got pretty good profit. I mean, that's a banger. I mean, what are you like $500 away from another funded account with Elusive? Because you're doing what? You got to make $2,000 in profits on your Elusive? Nick, do you feel like you've been blowing a lot less count since you started using these levels that I've been using? What the pivots and maybe not over leveraging? Okay, so you got to get 3,000 on the pivot. Oh, okay. I couldn't remember. I was thinking it was just 2,000. Yeah, you've had some really good trades off the 1 micros, man. You'd be surprised how much you can make off just a few micros, Nick. I mean, you've been on fire lately? Nice. Yeah, King, the only time that I will tell people when I trade aggressively, I do trade a little more aggressively on evals, King. But when it comes to my fundeds, we're usually pretty strict with those. So, like I was showing you that little chart while ago, that was my second loss on that funded account since I've had it. And we're up, what, $1,600 on it, and that's only making $60 to $120 per trade, pretty much. So we had a pretty good little record on that that eval. That other one, I'm not sure. I didn't check it. I know I've had a few losses on that one because I was copy trading that day that I took those 2 losses. Right now, guys, we're just kind of grinding slower. I think you would have to break this here for us to continue lower. Let's see. 618 is still kind of my bull bear line. Yeah, most definitely. I prefer to do micros, like those few micros. That way, if I get myself in trouble, I still have a chance to get out of it. Because when you're trading minis, you got to be perfect. There is no, like, unless you got a big account. And see, I'm only trading on the 25Ks and the 25 and 50Ks, and $1,500 with the NASDAQ, even with one mini, is only 50 points. And 50 points in the NASDAQ is like nothing. And you know, most people, once you lose like 3/4 of your profit on an eval, then you're frustrated. You're like, screw it. Let me just go and just put all of it on the table. Yeah, easily could lose $800 with that, just the one mini. Dude, I am liking the long here, guys. We're about to create an order block here. So if this thing can print right here, create a little order block above 50, might look for a push up to what? The 75, maybe even the 800s. Do I have on 10 accounts? Heck no. We're probably trading a total of 10 accounts, but there's just no way I'll trade. The most that I'll try copy trading, King, is 2. 2 is my max. There's just no way. I do use a negative risk reward on gold. I use a negative 3 to 1 on gold. But it hardly ever loses, except for last night. But that was being over. The only reason I took that bad loss last night is because I was over leveraged. No, I've never tried a Forex. I don't think I'll ever probably leave the NASDAQ because I've been just watching the NASDAQ just pretty consistently for anywhere between like 5 hours a day. So maybe more some days and on weekends. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to stick to the NASDAQ. I don't really have a desire to really learn more charts. The only thing I really do on gold, I don't even really have to learn those charts. Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember you did have 5 fundeds at one time. Is that when you took a payout, then it kind of took half of your profit away, Nick? You had that small drawdown. Nice on the long 600. I don't really get the whole point of the age and trading thing. I don't think trading has nothing to do with the age. At least not to me it doesn't. All right, so we're waiting for this third candle to print, and that should create an order block. I guess I don't know anything about that, man. That's something I don't know too much about. Yeah, I've had people as old as probably in their 70s in our all right, eval only here, guys. Eval only. This thing could still yank back. Remember, price action hadn't been that great today. All right, we're going to keep it down to 40 area. So it's still, this way it's still a free trade, even if we come back and stop us out. So I kind of get those quick 10 points, and this way I can hold it for the 30 points. Sounds good, Nick. Yeah, smoker. Like I said, that whole age thing, I guess I've never heard of that. That's, as far as I know, almost everybody that's been in my lobbies and other lobbies are all different ages. To me, it shouldn't matter how old they are. If you got someone that knows a lot between 18 and 30, sweet. Or someone that's been doing this for, 10, 15, 20 years, and they're willing to share information with you. So this is eval right here, eval only, guys. So it's pretty much kind of a break-even trade at the moment. So if it comes back and stops us out, it'll just be a break-even trade. Ah. All right, break-even trade. Or 50 cents, I guess, with fees. We hit our first 10 points. We will try long again and see if we can get our 10 points. Yeah, as long as this order block holds, we're going to stay long bias up there to that next pivot. Boy, rollover week's not letting us down today, guys. This is kind of what I was kind of talking about in the beginning, where the community is kind of split up. You got people on June contracts and you got people on March contracts. So you're just not getting the follow through today. So this is why we switched to just looking for 10 points and then still keep a negative drawdown with the runner. Is that daily high? Is that the 800, the 800s up there, smoke? That's what we want to target, those previous day highs. And we also got that pivot sitting up there at 800 too. You watched the market go from 300 to 500 last night. Nice. Too bad we're not getting that today. Are you in a position right now, Smoke? Oh, you blew your fundeds? Man. There's nothing worse than blowing your fundeds, man. It makes have a bad day. That's why it's good to have someone to talk to. Or what happened. Or try not to do it again. You know, type of like, these were the mistakes I made. Most of my funded accounts have been blown. Have come from revenge trading and over leveraging. That's where most of my blown funded accounts have come from. Yeah, Don, the NASDAQ is tough today, man. What if you're older than dirt? Michael said. That's a good one, Michael. Let me see if we break the 50. Did you take any kind of payout before you blew them, Smoker, or is that was just a bad month for February? Now, there's no guarantee that we get back through the 50. I was hoping that we could run this like right up to this wick here, try to get another 10 points. Ah, come on. I think 30 will be my line in the sand. If we start losing 30, we'll just close our trade. All right. So all right, so we're just going to sit on our hands for a little bit longer and just kind of wait and see what happens with this candle, because we're just getting chopped up back and forth. Oh, you got to pay out, then, oh, dude, man, it hit what, the 25? Zero volume. Yeah, that was a elusive account. That was for, we're still going to take trades on it just because it's our eval. So we're not going to stop trading our eval. Dude, watch. Well, I'm keeping very tight stop loss today. I just don't feel like sitting through a lot of drawdown. Not today. Ah, man. It may be safer just to wait for the short up there at this 800s. They should let you trade. Well, you got to think, Nick, I only got the 25Ks, so I only got $1,200 in drawdown. Or $1,000 in drawdown, which is not a lot. I really wouldn't be interested in a short unless we lost the 690 here. You said big resistance at the 535. I haven't even looked at the ES today. Let's see. All right. What's up, AIM? What's up, Feta House Sigma? Sigma, I guess that's a sorority name. I'm still looking for the push up here to the 800s, 805s at the previous day high in this pivot. But I think what I'll do is wait for us to kind of reverse off the 800s. King, did you take profit yet, or are you still holding for the highs up there? Because I think King said he got long above the 700s a while ago. Come on, push. Push if you're still in long. I've been kind of anticipating this 75 to get hit here, where it hits the 75, then kind of pulls back into the 50s. I feel like this week's going to turn into a survival week, Nick. Just try to survive without messing up a lot of accounts. I feel like that's what this week's going to turn into. So it's a no news Monday and rollover week. You're long, Smoke? Nice. Where are you long from, Smoke? This is horrible early morning price action for what? For that first hour, guys. Horrible price action. Remember, guys, just try to survive this week. That's all. Yeah, it could just be super grindy price action the rest of the morning. Just try to survive without blowing up or messing up a lot of your accounts. So that's usually what my goal is today, is just try to escape with small losses. So like right now we're red and green on 2 accounts. So the 2 losses we took, we're down 117, 126, we're green 60 and 500. So that's where we're at on the 4 accounts that we've been trading. So there won't be another trade on the one that's 117. That's usually my first account that I trade every day. The second one, the other red, is a eval. I will look for another trade on the eval if we get another setup. I feel like I don't really want to take the long. I done tried the long twice. I try not to enter trades 3 times after I've entered them twice. Even if they work, I'm not going to take it a third time. The only thing I like up here, if we can push up, maybe reject off the previous day high or this pivot at the 800s, or push back down and lose this pivot. What's up, Java? Oh, you did that many times? Yeah, I recall you talking about doing that quite a bit in the past. Like once you get your payouts, you kind of go go a little bit of wild on it, Java. Yeah, the first counts are always my best ones, Nick. Those are the ones that I like to usually trade the, early morning, because I like those super fast breakouts, 15 to 30 points. What's up, Java? How have you been recently? Are you still trading March contracts, or did you flip over to June? I want to say if I had to get the better feel, it's usually that second trade. Have you ever noticed that, Nick? My first trade is always 15 to 30 points, but that second trade most days is always like, what, 50 to 100 points? I don't know if you've ever noticed that. Always my second to third trade's always like a 50 to 100 point move. Oh, man. Sorry to hear about that, man. Nothing worse than losing your spouse or a loved one. Yeah, that would be tough to lose someone and try to focus on trading. That would make trading, because, tradings definitely can be a very emotional type situation. So, yeah, man. Yeah, cancer sucks, man. Unfortunately, my wife, she has a lot of experience with watching people go through the whole cancer thing, because we've had a salon for the last 20 years, and she has, like, you get a bunch of the older ladies or even older gentlemen, so she has constantly had so many clients over the years that goes through the cancer battles, and just all different kind, no certain one, but man, I think she's even had like a few like really close clients where, like, we've gone to like the end of the life celebrations, or like they would have like a big party because they knew that their time was coming near and stuff. So, and like you would see before and after pictures, and it's just insane the amount of like toll that your body takes, over that period. So, so we're still just been kind of chopping around, what, 20, 30 points, guys, what, since 9 o'clock, 9:15. I was really hoping that we would get a nice blast off this order block here. You can see the order block is still holding. We have not yet to break this order block. So this is why most days that we get a order block, you'll get a nice push. But today we just don't have the volume to get the push off the order block. I guess listen to the music a little bit. Maybe it'll make time go by a little faster with this grindy price action. Nix will also be streaming with the Methodical Man today on My Funded Futures. If you want to join us over there at 11:30, or for anybody else that wants to join us on My Funded Futures this morning, it'll be me and Methodical Man streaming together this morning. Hopefully the price action will get a little bit better around lunchtime, but going to have to lose. No, on My Funded Futures TV channel. It's with My Funded Futures prop firm, Nick. That's who a Methodical Man streams with every day for an hour. And so I was going to be streaming with him this week. All right. I do like the shorts if we can get back below the 690s. Yeah, I'll post it in here, or I'll post it on my like YouTube main page, like the link for their channel. Yeah, that's kind of how I was feeling today, Fish Lips. What do we got? 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. Dude, do we bounce off this pivot again? There's a brand new 5-minute shoot, man. This thing's got 4 minutes left. That level is my pivot, man. It's going to hold. Those are the Fibonacci pivots, King. Hey, if we lose that level, there's that possibility we should get a push down to 637, 635. So if you go, for anybody that wants to use this level of pivots, so just go to TradingView, put on standard pivots, and change your settings to Fibonacci. So those are the pivot settings that I use. And I have them marked all the way throughout the map. Look at this one right here, man. Print barely above the pivot. Retest, then... Well, I don't know. That was some crappy price action here all the way across, so I probably wouldn't have taken that one because look at this. That's garbage. So this is why I wanted to target the 800s, because most of the time we run from pivots to pivots. Was that 90? I may even take trades on my Rico candles over here, guys. So, what's up, user? How are you doing today? This is the MNQ user. So basically it's the micros of the NQ. So MNQ is a cheaper contract. So they're $2 a point or 50 cents a tick, where if you're trading the regular NQ is $20 a tick. I mean $20 a point and $5 a tick. All right, so see if we get the push down to 32, 35 is the area that we're looking for. Got 30 seconds left on this candle. We're waiting. For a pullback here. It's got a pullback. You want to see the pivot hold here. Just got to make sure it holds, because that's why we're doing it from the backside. This way, if you lose the pivot, no harm, no foul. It's trying to get through there. If it gets above through that pivot, it won't be no longer a short bias for me because my short bias is below that line. So if we get back above that pivot, we'll just take our short off. Trying to hold up here. We haven't dropped our order yet. We're going to drop it in the 70s. We're just waiting to see if this is going to hold up first. I was trying to be below that whole number, so that's why we place it at 70, if you're wondering. Oh, shoot. Won't let me put an order until it's tagged in. Nice. The pivot just paid again, Nick. That's a bounce area. That's why we took our profit there. We have another level sitting at 38.40. If we get through that level, we should sell. Nice pivot bounce. So that's a lot of times what we like to look for. We like to sell through our pivots and look for a retest of our Fibonacci pivot levels and try to take trades around those levels. Oh, did you hop in early on that one, Nick? Like you didn't wait for the pullback or something? For the retest to make sure. That's why a lot of times I like to drop my order on the backside. So, oh, it just barely, oh, dude, it just barely hit the 700s. Dude, that is nothing worse than getting ticked out. then that thing run down 60, 70 points, dude. Dude, this is a 3-minute, 5-minute little... Man, if we get back above this pivot, back 700s, we may get a push here. Unless we get below the 40s. All right, so we're pretty much back to break even. So that trade was kind of a wash. So remember, we took the loss a while ago. We were down like 126. So that trade there made back up that loss. So I'm hoping that we can find maybe one more winner to get a little green. Oh, man, do we lose these? I don't see how we don't. What? 520, man. We got to get through this level here at 40. 40 is my next kind of line in the sand here. Let me mark that out so we know. And this is a indicator level that I use. This is a super trend level here. So what it is, I use a super trend indicator. And so that's where this 40 is coming from. So I take trades off this level quite a bit, at least on evals. So everything we use is level based, guys. So level base, ICT kill zones and pivots, level base highs and lows from the previous sessions, Fibonacci pivots levels. So I don't come up with these levels. It's just certain indicators that I use trade off different levels. Yeah, we're 1 for 1 on the fundeds today, Solo. We're 117 red on one funded and 16 the green on the other. So it looks like if you look at the ES is running into all this consolidation. Man, if the ES can lose the 600s or the 700s here, you may get a push down to what, 85 on the ES before we get another bounce. All right, trying to get through this, what do you want to call it? Super trend level, the 40 level that we have marked out here. I wouldn't mind seeing it push all the way back up, honestly. I would like seeing this 3 candle, 5 minutes, then just it creates like a little bull flag and for us to break back above 700s. That's what I would like to see off of this level. I would like for us to get back to the pivot and push for those higher day, previous day highs. If I had to pick a level to run. Against my own rules, but I'm working out. Does that mean you're a DCA and king? I'm glad I went ahead and took my profit at 40. I thought about being greedy and looking for that previous day open around the 600s, but I knew that we were going to struggle getting through these 40s. So I was like, okay, we'll just go and just take our profit at the 40. Oh, you're on the 2 minutes? Nice. I used to trade the 2 minutes quite a bit. So I used to enter on the 1 minute and then I would follow the 2 minute up until the 2 minute pullback and broke the previous, say, lower high of the previous candle. Yeah, I got trapped. Woo, man. Little bitty doji love there off the 40 level. So who's gonna win here? We're on top of that 15-minute candle too. If we can lose all this, I mean, I feel like we have a lot of areas of support that we can run to the downside if you're watching the higher time frame, because we've yet to run this previous hourly candle. So your hourly candles are sitting there below the 820s, and your 4-hour low is sitting all the way down at 480. Not the 4-hour low, but the previous 4-hour candle. Thank you guys for the follows and likes today. And that's between YouTube and TikTok. Like I said, that bull bear line was my 40 level there. So that's kind of what you were looking for to see if we're going to continue lower. We would have to get through these 40s here. So you can see we kind of hit the brakes on the 40s. And for longs, I would like us back above this pivot here at back above 690. Point of control, I mean, we pretty much went back to point of control. Wait, no, we didn't. Point of control is all the way down at 510 on my charts. I mean, I think it's just another level. Usually the market likes to work its way back to that area, Nick, because that's where a lot of contracts sit. We need to break the 624 wick. So we had a nice push down. Now we're just kind of back to a grind and consolidation. So we just kind of have to be patient. So 587 is the 61% retracement. Dude, I wouldn't mind getting a trade down there to that 561. Down there to the previous day open at 565, 575. You're $50 away from your daily goal. I don't really have any. Well, I guess I take that back. I usually have like $120 on that one account as my daily gold. But it's a one trade and done. I don't ever try to get it. We're on the MNQ. And we're still on March contracts. We just got out of a short. We got short around 70. We took a 30-point trade just a few minutes ago. So now we're just kind of waiting to see what happens here. I'm either looking for us to lose the 40s, get maybe a push down into the 600s. I'm just going to stay right above the 40. If it comes back above the 40, we'll just get stopped out. Whoa, I don't know what that was. Oh, don't know what that was. Oh, we lost the 40, but I don't know where that 40 point I don't know where that 40 point wick came from. That was not planned. Holy goodness. I'll take it though. Woo, what a free, easy trade. All right, so that put us back $85 in the green on the elusive after being down 120. Unfortunately, we had to make up for that $130 loss. So, nice. Got it back. I was expecting a trade back below those 40s once we lost those 40s, but I wasn't expecting that really quick push down to 600 like that. The market's like, let me just trap somebody that tried to buy the breakout. That's what's going on. We got that little breakout. People try to jump in and then just got their face ripped back off. It hit that 424 wick. Oh, it's a heavy wick. I was just looking for 10 points and a little runner down to 600. I wasn't expecting it to last like 2 seconds, King. Think if you were patient enough and took the trade off that 90 pivot, you could have got 90 points. Man. It just cleared those out to yank it back up freaking 50, 60 points. Those are dangerous type wicks. I'm just glad it closed me out because that thing could have easily have not filled that. That's the only downside of having stuff wick like that. It will not fill you and you'll just get wrecked. That's why I don't even know if I want to ever do news plays again. News plays have been horrible lately. I will long this again back above 690. Don, Michael, how are you guys doing today with your trading? Is everybody at least fairly green, or if you're red, with the moderate loss? Like I said, today, I think this week, if you can survive this week without really messing up anything, today would be the week to do this, where trade small, just tell yourself, just try to add to your winners, and start fresh next week. I just feel like this week's going to be super choppy. It's a very good week. Trust me. From my experience in the past, I usually get just destroyed on a rollover week. Like it has wrecked me pretty bad in the past with funded accounts. I've had tilt weeks during rollover weeks. I mean, the rollover weeks have always been just a horrible trading for myself. And that's just because of the follow through. You don't get a lot of good follow through. You almost get like that nighttime price action in the New York session where it's wicking up, wicking down, wicking up, wicking down, like just that style price action. I'm kind of hoping Asia's a good session tonight. I hope Asia is a little bit better tonight. All right, about to have a new candle here. Uh-oh. Come on. Man, I would have loved for this thing just to print right above that 690 and then just blast off that pivot. Guys, I will be streaming with Methodical Man today on My Funded Futures. If you guys want to join us over there at 11:30. Today, I'm going to be getting off a little earlier so I can set up all my stuff for that. But hopefully once I give me a day or two to get comfortable, then we'll probably just do like where we end the stream around like the, 11:20, then go over there. So we'll be with the Methodical Man pretty much this week. Just got to make sure Methodical Man keeps it PG over there, guys. You know, he likes to be a little bit on the say the uncertain things sometimes. Oh yeah, mini giveaways over in My Funded Futures TV. They do a lot of giveaways. That's like daring, the prop firms are like daring you to take their money when they give that many giveaways. They do giveaways there. They do giveaways on Twitch. What's up, Methodical Man? I told you, he's like the lurking uncle in the corner over there, man. He's just lurking. He's over there just waiting to say something. Are you getting chopped up today, Methodical Man? As right now, we're just red on one account. So we did take the opener loser this morning, guys. And I was up 12, 13 points. the dirty uncle that keeps an eye on you. He said, nah, I've been in a long all morning. Holy goodness. I know, you wouldn't think that he lives 800 miles away from me, or 600 or 700 miles away. Oh goodness. In a couple weeks, I plan on visiting. Well, not in a couple weeks, but next in May, we're going to visit. So maybe I'll have to sit in his lap and push the button for him. Push the button. Methodical, push the button. All right, 2 seconds left. Come on. Why can't we get some clean price action today, guys? Clean price action. No, Eric, because I don't want to long into the pivot up here. I would need to see us print above this pivot and with a wick back into the pivot. I feel like we could fill in this little gap up here. We got a kind of an untested gap here all the way back up to the 730s, but we would need to print above the 90 here. Even the levels down at the 700 and the 725 I paid. Do. Ugh. Goodness. Well, hopefully no one got chopped up today, guys. I hope you're at least able to keep your stuff safe today. Like I said, I do like the longs if we get back above the pivot for a possible, either we run those all-time highs from Friday at the 805s. Uh-oh, it's about to close right there at it too, man. Come on. Let's see what happens here. We're already green. I don't know. I feel kind of, man, I'm going to take this on the, I'm going to take this on the Bewley eval. We have already taken we already kind of got that back in the green. I don't want to risk the profits that we have. It's got to hold. Looking for it to hold. So it peaked at 50%. You said we'll look out for a 725 dump. That's your first 700 hit. Remember, guys, I'm always very weary about taking longs into whole numbers, even though I have a pivot there. You're just kind of waiting. So that was the first 700 push. This is the second 700 push. It could hit 75, then go back up through the 700. So we're always super patient when trading between 710, or anytime we're trading between the 10 and 90. We're always extra careful. To me, those are the hardest 20 points to trade. Was that 75? Not quite. Want to see 75 hold here. Then for it to push back up through 700. Come on. I only got about 3 or 4 more minutes, guys. After that, we'll have to end our stream. This way I can get a lot of this stuff turned off. So that would have been what, 700 back to 775. Man. Why? No, I've been drinking this one drink that does give me the jitteries. It's like a liquid IV. I don't know if you ever had it. I drank it yesterday for the first time. That stuff gives me the jitteries. Oh no, I've been on there. I've been over there once before. Fish Lips. I've subbed for Methodical Man before. I don't know. I have, I guess, a good bladder. I don't need to go to the restroom I can. That's what my wife always tells me, because a lot of times I can go on like 8-hour road trips and go diapers. I be with Johnny. I haven't eaten today. All we've drank today is coffee, liquid IV, and in this white cup that you see me have. That's like a protein drink with the Premier Protein with the shot of espresso put in it. So we're so jacked up on caffeine over here, man. It's like insane. It's like my own like energy drinks. But we also been trying to like lose weight and stuff too. So I need to lose like 30, 40 pounds. Nope. That's why I be like, it keeps me going all day, man. Especially those liquid IVs, man. Those things right there. I couldn't even sit still yesterday because my wife was like, she was like, "Are you okay? You can't sit still." Like, I don't know. I guess it's that drink. It's supposed to be like a hydration type drink. It's supposed to be for hydration. So, because I struggle drinking a lot of water sometimes, so I went and got the hydration drinks. So they have like tons of like, you know, basically salt or potassium with different vitamins. I wish I have the. No. Well, I'm not shorting anything. If you want to stay safe, you really need to have a print below 40 or a print below 90. Dude, I haven't seen that movie in forever. That's a good movie. Dude, my favorite scene from that movie, Fish Lips, is whenever he was hitchhiking and that dude was talking about the 6 minute, 7 minute abs. He's like, no, dude, 7 minutes, not 6 minutes. That dude there, right there, that to me was like probably one of my, you know, that and her brother. Yeah. Franken beans. Yeah, I forgot about that saying too, Franken beans. I forgot about that movie, man. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I'm a slapstick comedy guy, dude. I love slapstick comedy. Right now, I've been watching the Ted, the TV series Ted on Peacock. Boy, that thing really does push some limits. I gotta not even think about that stuff. It makes me laugh. Then the show before that was the Righteous Gemstones, Fish Lips. Have you watched the Righteous Gemstones with Baby Billy? That show there, dude. Oh, I have you rolling. Oh my goodness. You thought it was lotion. Are you talking about where he zipped himself up in his pants after going to the restroom? That one? Yeah, the zipper scene. Yeah. He's like, just pull it out, son. Or just yank it. I don't know. They just don't make good comedy no more, guys. I guess because they just don't make the money. They have a hard. That's what I've heard with most of those. They just don't make the money no more. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are more than welcome to join us over here on My Funded Futures TV with me and Methodical Man. They do a lot of giveaways, or for most days they do a giveaway here and there. This is I'm going in for the back train back down to the tracks. What? My long and short levels are this not 690. So I was looking for long if we could get back above 700 while ago, but as you can see, we never got back below 700. And it's always kind of iffy shorting into the 25 and 600. So you just kind of have to play that one. I'm not sure. There's so much consolidation down there to the downside. So, and I'll post that link. Actually, I'll just get it now. Let's see. Methodical Man's playing into that pivot. All right. Here's all the links to My Funded Futures for anybody that wants to join me and Methodical Man. We'll be starting in about 15-20 minutes, guys. All right. Thank you, guys. Everyone have a good rest of your morning. And if we don't see you at My Funded Futures, we will see you this evening during the Asia market. So thank you, guys.